All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to go racing from Interlagos. Up front, Nick Sorensen and Max Gunther will start on the front row. Adam Barker, Harry Volsmuir have the second row. McMullet McCready in the McLaren, eating a McChicken, starts in fifth. Seba starts in sixth. Rudolph Gunther starts seventh with Richie Joplin in eighth. Nicole Kriesel starts ninth, and Mark Dantuma starting in 10th. Got drivers here from a lot of different leagues. BRR is represented. You've got Nowski Nation out here this morning. Make sure you drop in the comments. Let us know which group, which driver, who you're cheering for this morning. And as we've mentioned a couple of times so far in pre-race, make sure you're watching closely because turn one, down through the chicane, downhill chicane, is going to get a bit exciting. As I talked about earlier, last season we had drivers go from the back to the front on that first lap into turn one. Hey, look at that beautiful Lambo driven by Mark Dantuma. Ain't it pretty? Field is off and rolling. Nick Sorensen will control the start once the pace car drops in. If you have a favorite driver in the field, make sure you drop in the comments. Let us know who you're cheering for. Don't forget to hit like and share and follow, subscribe, hit all the buttons. Everybody loves pushing buttons. Second race, as always, will require a pit stop, and pit strategy here, as well as pit road entry, is a bit exciting. Here we go. Pace car getting ready to drop in. Hey, good morning, Becky. Just waiting for that Porsche pace car to make the left-hand turn. Sorensen will be in control. Pace car is in. Green flag is out there, underway from Interlagos. And a little bit of a battle back behind the leaders as they go through 1 and 2. Down through the downhill chicane on the first lap. Oh, it's getting a little dicey. Adam Barker in the wall. Adam, a hard hit to start this one. And Harry Volsmuir gets by. Harry goes wide. Oh, we've got Seba spinning off track. Let's see what... Oh, it looked like Harry came down, didn't realize Adam was there. A hard hit. Let's see what happened with Harry a few moments later, and it looks like there's been more chaos since. Harry just overshoots corner exit. Seba comes spinning off and gets into him. What happened to Seba here? Oh, looks like he just comes across the nose of Nick Sorensen. McCready also involved in an incident. The lone McLaren. Oh! Rudolph Gunther just gets to the inside, barely clips him. Holy cow, that first lap, we didn't see the excitement down through this first section. But man, every turn, every straight since then has been just chaos. Settling in the second lap, 3 drivers, single file, and Nicole Kriesel has had a problem back behind. And it looks like down into that first chicane. Oh, just over, so easy to overcook through there. Adam Barker managing to avoid it. And it looks like Adam may have had a problem a moment later. Adam definitely struggling here this morning. Oh, Adam trying to avoid it, just goes wide, gets that wall. Manages to get the car looped around and going very, very quickly, but man, a rough start to the morning for him. Let us know who you're cheering for in the comments. One quick adjustment. I'll keep talking to you for a moment here. And we are back. Sorry about that. Just realized I had an error there. Max Gunther still in the lead. Rudolph Gunther in second. Sorensen, who started on the pole, lost some positions in the early going, and trying to get a look at Sorensen's nose as he had a couple of cars come across the nose. Did look like he might have had some right front splitter damage. Let's take a look as he goes in. No, the car might have a little damage on the right front corner. The splitter appears to be okay. And that car's still up at speed. Adam Barker is on pit road for repairs. Max Gunther, the defending champ, though, currently up in front. And now we've got a lot of drivers back behind that have a lot of fighting to make their way back forward. McCready has to fight his way. Meanwhile, Richie Joplin, so far the biggest mover of the morning. He is up 4 spots into 4th. Harry Volsmere looks to the inside as they go through. Richie doesn't fight it, lets him go. Nowski Nation driver Richie Joplin still in the top 5. Mark Dantuma also up a couple of spots already into 8th place. And Rudolph Gunther, the biggest mover of the morning thus far, up 5 spots into 2nd place. Sorensen holding on in 3rd at the moment. Harry back in 4th. Richie rounds out the top 5. All 10 drivers still on track, but obviously some struggles in the back half of this field. McCready in the McLaren, though. Expect this car to make his way through the field all morning long. That lighter weight is definitely going to help, and the lower power also going to help throughout this race, due to the fact that the track temperature is so high. Let's take a look at what it currently is. 131. They had 130 degrees in practice. They had 132 in qualifying. Race 1 right there in the middle. And it looks like the most beautiful woman in the world is tuning in and cheering on Nicole. That's what she said, Kriesel. Max Gunther currently in the lead. Sorensen has finally gotten past Rudolph Gunther for 2nd and now sets his sights on Max 2 seconds ahead. Dick currently comes into this morning with the points lead. Max Gunther, though, has a lot of ground, the defending champ, a lot of ground to make up this season after missing 2 of the first 5 weeks. Drivers do have to be careful this morning. Race 1, everybody should be okay. Race 2, we could see with the off tracks here, could see some penalties. Guys are going to have to be extraordinarily careful. But with the track temperature and the cars sliding around, yeah, they're going to be clipping those track limits a lot. Harry Volsner, after issues early and ending up off track, has made his way back up into 4th. Richie Joplin currently holds 5th, but has McCready closing in quickly. And the flames off the McLaren are just awesome. Try and watch the McLaren for a moment here, and you can see as the exhaust flames just shoot out. There is not much cooler than not many things cooler than watching that McLaren spit flames. Although generally speaking, if you're seeing that McLaren shoot flames, it's in front of you, and that's just there it goes, shooting flames, under braking down the hill. Trying to close in on Richie, but Richie setting a pretty good pace here this morning. Oh, McMullen goes a little wide. Meanwhile, Seba has gone off track back behind. Joe, you see how slick this track is? Just sliding it around off the turns. At times during practice, we saw drivers in a four-wheel drift. It gets a little sketchy. Max's lead has been cut in half. Nick Sorensen on his way to the front. Interesting note, Nick has numerous second-place finishes this season, has yet to pull off a win. Could today be the day Sorensen gets to the lead? Could he get that first win of the season? You see just how close they cut it to that pit road entry as they come through that final turn. Now back downhill. Mark Dantuma has had a problem, as has Rudolph. See what happened with Mark. I'm willing to bet, yeah, a little bit of sliding. As we've talked about, the heat here. And Rudolph Gunther in the Porsche. Four-wheel drift, and you could see him start drifting almost in the middle of the turn before he even got back on the power. Max Gunther's lead has completely disappeared with just about 9.5 minutes left. Nick Sorensen is there. Harry Volsmer, having gotten by Rudolph Gunther, is now up into third. Rudolph still having a great run this morning, up 3 spots into 4th. McCready has gotten by Richie Joplin, now in 5th. He's 3 seconds behind Gunther and Volsmer, but closing in quickly. That McLaren definitely seems to have a big advantage here. Also worth mentioning, these guys will be running the 24-hour Bathurst race in the near future. I believe it's just a couple of weeks away, and we will be sure to post their streams so you can cheer them on in that race. A lot of them talking about being in the Ferrari for that race. Adam Barker has struggled since the drop of the green, now up into 9th. Despite starting up in the top 5, he's drifted back to 9th, 9.8 seconds behind Dantuma. Dantuma did not qualify, has made his way up to 10th, has been as high as 6th place this morning, but obviously the track not going well for him. in race 1. Hopefully race 2 he'll start making his way forward. Meanwhile, Nick Sorensen in second place, just at the fastest lap of the morning so far. We did talk to Nick in the pre-race. He said that he had practiced this week with the hot temperatures on the track, so that did not seem to be phasing him, and that BMW seems really well planted this morning. BMW having the widest stance of all the GT3 cars does give him a bit of an advantage here. There he goes, he shoots to the outside. We're going to have a battle for the lead. Can Max hold on to it? Max breaks a little bit later into 1. They head down the hill. Max still out front, Sorensen in second while they're battling. Harry Volsmeer closing in third place. Rudolf Gunther back and forth. McCready still charging forward after his earlier incident. McCready now 2.5 seconds behind Rudolf Gunther. Richie Joplin having a great run in 6th. Seba, after a couple of issues, fighting his way back. He is now up into 7th. Mark Dantuma currently running in 8th. Adam Barker in 9th. Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel in 10th. Nicole had another incident a few moments ago and has slipped back. Now in the mix with the leaders. Sorensen appears to have been backing off a little bit this time. Could he be setting up for a big run? The power, the BMW power over the Porsche, obvious there as they come down the front straightaway, but that Porsche definitely has a handling advantage down the hill. Team Gunther, as always, in the Porsche. Speaking of Team Gunther, Rudolf Gunther now less than 2 seconds ahead of McCready. Rudolf has been as high as 2nd this morning, having another awesome race. And apparently, looking at the stats, this is Rudolph's first race of the season. I thought he had been in one other. But apparently not. Yannick has been in 2 races this season. And Max Gunther in 3. Here they come out of that final turn, though. Nick Sorensen right on the bumper yet again. Sorensen has that power advantage, just cannot get far enough ahead into turn 1. Can he make something happen down the short straightaway here? Max keeps it down on the bottom to have the advantage in the turn. Sorensen on the high side. Meanwhile, Rudolf Gunther and McMullet continuing to close in on him. Now down to 1.3 seconds and gaining. If McCready had not been involved in that earlier incident, he might be up there battling for the lead. It'll be really interesting to see how this car does in race 2, that 40-minute run. Likely to have less tire wear than everybody else. McCready may be the fastest at the end of the race for race 2. Adam Barker has gotten past Mark Dantuma now. Dantuma back to 9th. Adam Barker now up to 8th. Seba 25 seconds ahead in 7th as they run right now in race 2. Since they invert the top 7, Seba will be starting on the front. And just looking at that paint scheme, I think it's supposed to represent an Apollo rocket. Sorensen continues to battle for the lead. He might get it here. Sorensen to the lead. Max trying to fight back down to the inside. He's got it, but Sorensen back ahead. And Nick Sorensen secures that position. He now has the lead. Can Max get back there? Harry now running in 3rd. Rudolph Gunther back in 4th. McCready now in 5th, 1 second behind. Sorensen should see the white flag this time. White flag is in the air as they continue to battle for the lead, but Sorensen has already opened up a 1 second lead over Max Gunther. Harry back in 3rd. Rudolph in 4th. McCready has 1 lap left to try and make something happen. And McCready right to Rudolph's bumper in that turn. Meanwhile, Sorensen has opened up a 1 1/4 second lead. And Seba is crashed. Seba was gaining on Richie Joplin there for a moment. Just loses the back end. Sorensen comes through the final turn, through the kink, up the hill. And it's going to be Nick Sorensen for the win. Max Gunther coming home in 2nd. Harry finishing in 3rd place. Rudolph Gunther manages to hold off a hard-charging McLaren. It might get close at the line. And it was Rudolph coming home 4th. McCready coming back to finish 5th. Richie Joplin, a great run, comes home in 6th. Seba comes back for 7th. Adam in 8th. Mark Dantuma in 9th. Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel, rounding out the field. Let's talk to her top 3, starting with Harry. Hey, Harry, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, man, that was a great comeback considering how rough that race started for you.
Yeah, I don't know what happened and who hit me or whom I hit. But, well, I went wide, I tried to come back and then I got a hit and, well, afterwards that was, well, cruising.
Well, you definitely cruised. You opened up a gap, and I got to say, man, the recovery was an awesome one. Great job this morning.
Yep. Okay.
Harry Volsmir comes home in third. Our defending champ, Max Gunther, comes home in second. Hey, Max, this is Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug.
Hey, you guys had a great battle going on up front.
Yeah, it was really great. It was a lot of fun.
It looked like, man, you had the handling advantage through the tighter section of the track, but that BMW just beat you on power there.
Yeah, the straight line speed of the BMW is really something else on that track. It's really fast.
It definitely paid off, but man, a great race to come home in second. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you.
And finally, our winner, Nick Sorensen. Nick, congratulations. That was a great win.
Hey, thanks, Doug. Thanks. Yeah, I had to work hard for that one.
You definitely did. It looked like there for a while you could get him in the straights, but you just didn't have anything for him in the turns until finally it all came together.
Yeah, Max, he was driving really defensively, doing a great job, and I was using every trick I knew in the book to try and set him up. Yeah, unfortunately, I got him there on that long sweeping right-hander, so he did a great job, and it took everything I had to get in front of him.
It did look like it was obviously a lot of fun, but the track temperature came into play big time. We saw both of you slipping around a lot.
Yeah, that's just a slidey track, so you got to be able to keep the front end down to get through all those hairpins in order to have a good race.
Well, you definitely got it done, obviously extending your points lead, especially with Adam having a rough race this morning. Now you have to start from 7th and come through the field, and we've seen restarts here in the past where guys have come from way further back, and by the time came out of the downhill first few turns, been in the lead. Are you going to send it hard this morning?
I'm going to try to take my chances as they come. I'm not going to be super passive, though, because these guys are fast. You're going to have to work your way up there. But I'll try what I can.
Well, man, good luck. I'm looking forward to the start of this one, and great race.
All right, thanks, Doug.
Nick Sorensen comes home with the win in race 1. Now going on to race 2, he'll have to start from 7th as the top 7 invert for race 2. If you have a prediction, make sure you drop in the comments. Let us know who you think is going to pull it off. Will it be Nick Sorensen coming from behind to get the win here in race 2? And remember, the second race, twice as long, 40 minutes. They will have to stop for fuel along the way. Enjoy the sights from Interlagos. We'll be back in just a moment for the green. Just a few seconds left to go. Don't forget to make sure you're following, because we will be back tonight at 7:30 Eastern with BRR Cup Series from Talladega. Always a great show. We saw the Nowski Nation at Talladega this week, and another exciting race from there here tonight. All right, here we go for race number 2. We'll see Seba and Richie Joplin have the front row for race 2. McCready and Rudolph Gunther have the second row. Harry Voltsmeer, Max Gunther on the third row. Nick Sorensen and Adam Barker on the fourth. Mark Dantuba and Nicole Kriesel rounding out the field. With the invert, obviously some of the fastest drivers will have to fight their way toward the front. And as we talked about, turn 1, that downhill couple of turns there, man, things get exciting quickly through there. Last season, we saw a driver come from further back than 7th to come up through the field into 1. A perfectly timed start and a dive into that first section put him in victory lane 2 races in a row. The question is, will we see somebody try that same move again here this morning? Richie Joplin starting on the front row. He had a great first race. Kept the car clean, but now Seba side by side with him could get interesting. Team Gunther starting on the outside. Both of the Porsches out there. And McCready up there in the McLaren. We saw how fast that car is. Plus, he seems to have the advantage on tire wear. Could be the one to beat here. Pace car is in. Seba controls the start. He fires there away. Green flag in the air. Down into turn 1, and McCready already up into second place. There's a battle behind. Harry fights his way up into third. Everybody makes it through the first few turns onto the short straightaway. One of the Gunthers really wide. Looks like it was Rudolph swung really wide out of that first couple of turns. And McCready already looking for the lead. Richie Joplin currently in 4th, Rudolph Gunther in 5th. Adam in 6th, trying to make his way back up. Harry was extremely fast to make the comeback he did in race 1. Can he make without getting into trouble in race 2, he may be unbeatable. Seba trying to put some distance between him and McCready at the moment. Richie Joplin is off track. Richie just loses the back end under power. We did talk about the track temperature here. Let's take a quick look. Actually, track temperature has dropped quite a bit, now down to 122. Would expect to see a little bit more grip, and we'll definitely see some faster laps here. As here we go, McMullet looking for the lead. He's got the nose in. Seba tries to pinch him low. The McLaren does not have the same power, but that lightweight and the handling advantage definitely coming into play. He cuts across, and McCready to the lead for the first time this morning. And here we go, Seba back to the inside. what a battle we have going for the lead now. Harry Volsmere now looks to the inside on McCready for second. Rudolph Gunther pulling up right behind him. Adam Barker is there. Adam back up to the top 5. McCready holding on to second place for the moment. A little slide off the turn. Harry able to get the power down a lot quicker. And it's a drag race to the start-finish line. This is exactly what Seba wants to see in his mirror as they battle for second. He pulls away. The McLaren able to outbrake and maneuver through the turns quicker. Manages to reclaim second place, but he still has Harry on the bumper. Meanwhile, Adam Barker in the pink Lambo setting the fastest laps out there at the moment. Harry looking back down to the inside. He wants second place, and he's going to take it. McCready goes wide. Now Rudolph Gunther's going to try and set up. You can see just how much deeper that McLaren can go into the turn. Plus the lighter weight of the McLaren definitely going to give him a bit of a tire wear advantage as the race goes on. With the track temperatures here today, that is going to be a big boost for him. Adam Barker still trying to fight his way back to the front after a disastrous first race. Sorensen, who won the first race right on Adam's back bumper, now in 6th place. They have managed to get past defending champ Max Gunther. Richie Joplin, who started on the front row, has drifted back into 8th. Mark Dantuma in 9th. Nicole Kriesel in 10th. Sorensen has had a problem. Sorensen on... Oh, he gets a little bit of the grass and spins around into turn 1. He gets the car righted, but Nick Sorensen has slipped back to 7th place. And meanwhile, Harry, who has gotten to 2nd place, just set the fastest lap, but has McCready all over the back bumper. Rudolph Gunther still lurking, Adam Barker still there, and Max Gunther still there as well. Looked like Seba was going to have an opportunity to break away earlier on, but now Harry right to his back bumper. Harry looking to the inside. Very close call up the hill. Seba blocking like a madman. And look at this. McCready sees a hole. Oh, they're going to go 3 wide into 1. McCready backs out of it. Oh, they touch. McCready holds on to it. What a save. Wow. Let's take another look at that one. McCready briefly looks, then he follows Seba down, gets to the inside of Harry. They touch briefly. The lighter weight McLaren gets squirrely. He manages to hold on to it. What a save by McCready. And Sorensen has had another issue. Sorensen just a bit wide. Rudolph Gunther has had a problem. Oh, he clipped too much to the inside in the rumble strips. Found the bump and it sent him around. Now Seba has had a problem in the lead. Trying to defend it. Oh, I think they may have touched there. Let's see if we can get an overhead view of this one from the chopper. Oh, wow. Harry just sent it in there. Seba tried to come down and block the run. Now Harry Volsmere has the lead. McCready in second. Look who has made it to third. Hello, Kitty. Adam Barker now up into third place. Defending champ Max Gunther has fallen through to fourth. Sorensen fighting his way up now into fifth. Seba all the way back into sixth. Richie in seventh. Rudolph Gunther in eighth. Mark Dantuma in ninth. Nicole Kriesel back in 10th. Adam Barker having to defend Max Gunther, looking for a spot. Harry out front has a 1.5 second lead at the moment over McCready. 10 minutes into the second race. But a lot of guys have been pushing to the absolute limit here. Tire wear is going to be an issue in this longer event. They will have to make a stop for fuel as defending champ Max Gunther looks to the inside, does not have the power. Trying to take third from Adam Barker. Harry out front set the fastest lap so far last time by. McCready trying to reel him back in. Adam Barker closing in as well. Max Gunther still right on Adam's bumper, and Sorensen, who won the first race, now closing in on this battle ahead. Seba has gone off track and gone to pit road. Oh, he just goes wide. Gets too far off, starts sliding, can't get it gathered up. He hits the grass and then to the outside wall. Harry continues to lead here. McCready in second. Looks like Harry may be having a blinking issue. Adam Barker, Max Gunther still third and fourth. Sorensen in fifth. Richie Joplin now up into sixth. Rudolph Gunther in seventh. Dan Tuma eighth. Nicole Kriesel in ninth. McCready's starting to lose time a little bit here and there to the leader. He makes up time through these tighter hairpins. But the McLaren just does not have the power on the straightaway. And Adam Barker, what a change from race number one. Currently running in third after starting in 8th. He has had a great run to the front, but Max Gunther all over the back bumper of that Lambo. Adam is closing in on both McCready and the leader. Meanwhile, Sorensen just set the fastest lap last time by. Sorensen won the first race, looking to get back to victory lane. He is getting within striking distance. Second through fourth, all nose to tail. This is exactly what Harry wants to see in his mirror. His lead almost 2 seconds over McCready now. This track really highlights the differences between each car. As the McLaren has the advantage in the turns, as does the Ferrari. The Porsche has a bit of a handling advantage as well, but the BMW and the Lambo have so much more power and straightaway speed. Speaking of the BMW and the Porsche, this is a battle we saw in race 1. Sorensen and Max. In race 1, it was the battle for the lead. Now they are battling it out for 4th. Adam Parker flashing his lights at the McLaren of McCready. Harry, meanwhile, starting to lose ground. McCready is gaining on him. 15 minutes into the run, and the question really becomes, at what point does the lighter McLaren and the tire wear start to pay off? Could we be seeing the tire wear on the BMW really starting to affect that car versus the lighter McLaren not being affected nearly as much? Harry had almost a 2-second lead. McCready closing in. Adam Barker, Max Gunther, and Nick Sorensen all still right there. Harry's lead continuing to shrink. And Harry's blinking starting to get a little bit worse as well. Rudolph Gunther back in 6th as Richie Joplin closing the gap as well. Richie about 2 seconds behind in 7th place. Richie gaining a lot of ground on the straightaways due to that power advantage, but that Porsche has the handling advantage here. Mark D'Antuma sitting back in 8th. Nicole Kriesel in 9th. Seba out of the race after hitting the wall. McCready using every bit of the track, trying to gain any momentum he can here. And you see the tire chunks just flying off the cars. with such high track temperatures today, tire wear is going to be a huge issue. In the first race, it started to come into play, but only 20 minutes of racing is not having as big of an impact as it does in this race. Here we go, Sorensen looking for fourth. He's got the run inside of Max this time. Max goes a little bit wide. Sorensen managing to get up there. Can he shut the door? He does. Nick Sorensen now into fourth. Sorensen, who won race number 1, now sets his sights on third place, Adam Barker. McCready, meanwhile, holds that gap to the leader at about 2 seconds. Lap traffic coming into play. Car's really starting to slide around as the tires begin to wear. All the drivers saying the same thing. You have to be careful getting on the power. Richie Joplin back in 7th, trying to close in on Gunther. Richie might be having some connection difficulties now. The BMW has the power advantage over the Porsche, but as we saw in race 1, very equally matched over the course of a lap. Meanwhile, Sorensen trying to close. Oh, what in the world happened there? Sorensen just a sudden swing to one side. He looks to the inside on Barker, but now through the left-hander, Barker has the advantage. Sorensen doesn't care. He goes to third. McCready in second place, has a little breathing room behind him now. He is starting to reel Harry back in. Lost a little ground as it came past lap traffic. Now starting to close back in, but Sorensen in third. He's going to have to watch his mirror closely. And here we go. The first stops are underway. Harry gives up the lead. Max Gunther also in. McCready to the lead. You have to wonder if that lighter McLaren can go a lot further on fuel. He doesn't have the same amount of power as the other cars, but the car is substantially lighter. Nicole Kriesel also giving up her spot. She's on pit road. Fuel stops only. Harry and Max both back out on track. Max Gunther had a rough stop. He was 3 seconds slower than Harry. Harry comes back out in 5th. Max comes back out in 7th. Richie Joplin currently in 6th, right on the bumper of Harry Volschmier. Nicole Kriesel, a really long stop, possibly a tire change. She comes out after 23 seconds. Oh, a little bobble out of Richie there. Again, the hot track temperatures. These guys have to be careful. We saw so many four-wheel drifts on power in race 1. These guys have to be extremely careful. Richie McCready gives up the lead. He is in. Sorensen back to the lead. Richie in position here to draft and make up some ground. McCready already completed his stop, 11.1 seconds. He's on his way out. McCready up to speed, will get out in front of Max Gunther. However, he does come out 3 seconds behind Harry. Sorensen, who won the first race, now in the lead, has a 2.4 second lead over Adam Barker in second place. Rudolph Gunther now in third. The top 3 have not been to pit road. Top 3 have not been to pit road. Richie Joplin in 5th, Mark Dantuma in 8th have not been to pit road yet. Nick Sorensen just set the fastest lap of the race. And he was 0.2 of a second faster than Harry Volsmeer's previous fastest lap. Adam Barker now losing ground to the leader. Looks like Nick is going to try and stretch his lead before he comes into pit road. Harry Volsmeer, who was previously the leader, now 21 seconds back, almost 22. Fastest pit stop so far has been a 27.23. That is entire time spent on pit road. Nick looking to get a gap that big before he hits pit road. Sorensen continues to stay out. Will Adam come in? No, he's going to stay out. Rudolph Gunther currently in third. How much longer does he stay? Rudolph stays out another lap. McCready comes by Richie. Richie's on pit road. Mark Dantuma also has not pitted yet. Nick Sorensen with that big lead, trying to make sure he has enough time to maintain that lead when he makes his final stop. Richie Joplin on pit road now. Looks like Richie is taking on tires. Richie on his way off pit road in 7th. Sorensen now has a 4-second lead on Adam Barker. Rudolph Gunther in 3rd. Harry back in 4th, 22.5 seconds back. Does Sorensen come down? No. Adam Barker also staying out. Fuel strategy definitely a big factor here this morning. Rudolph Gunther stays out. Mark Dantuma, the only driver outside the top 5 that has not been to pit road. Rudolph Gunther currently sits in third, has not been to pit road. Harry, who has completed his pit stop, is now in fourth. And just under a second behind Rudolph. McCready back in fifth place has been marching his way forward and has Max right on the bumper. Volsmir still trying to find a way. Nick Sorensen gives up the lead. He is on pit road. Adam Barker is going to stay out. He'll claim the lead here. Will Rudolph Gunther pit this time? No. Sorensen on his way off pit road. Will he come out in front of Harry? They're going to come out almost side by side. Sorensen manages to pull it off. He comes out in front of Harry Volsmir. And he has Rudolph Gunther just ahead. Richie Joplin has had an issue. And there it is, that hot, slick track just bites another driver. Adam Barker has the lead. Rudolph Gunther in second. They have not been to pit road yet. Sorensen in third, all over Rudolph's bumper. Harry Volsmir sits back in fourth, right behind this battle. Adam Barker is now on pit road. If Rudolph stays out, he could take the lead here. But looks like Sorensen, no. Rudolph is on pit road, Sorensen to the lead. Harry now up into second. Will McCready come by to take third? Adam Barker is rolling off pit road. McCready now goes to third. Max now in fourth. That's going to move Adam back into fifth. McCready 4 1/4 seconds back from Volsmir. But he is gaining. And while McCready and Gunther battling it out, Adam Barker is gaining on them. Mark Dantuma finally coming into pit road. He'll be the last one to complete the pit stop cycle. Harry Volsmir currently in second, McCready in third, Max Gunther in fourth, Adam Barker in fifth. Rudolph Gunther in sixth, Richie Joplin in seventh, Mark Dantuma 8th, Nicole Kriesel in ninth, Seba in 10th out of the race. Nick Sorensen looking for the sweep here this morning. Had not won a single race coming into the, had not won a single race this season coming into this morning. Now looking to sweep here at Interlagos. Harry 2.25 seconds back and losing ground. McCready gaining on him quickly. Max Gunther also gaining on the top drivers, staying with McCready. Adam Barker closing in on that battle. Rudolph Gunther back in 6th, Richie in 7th, actually gaining on him, but the gap may be too big. Harry sitting in 2nd place, did open up a bit of a gap on McCready, but Sorensen just set the fastest lap of the race. And was a full second faster than Harry last time by. McCready, meanwhile, set his fastest lap of the morning so far and was a 1/4 second faster than Harry. Harry has a 3 3/4 second gap in 2nd place right now, but McCready running him down very quickly, and of course Max Gunther right there in the mix. They have actually opened up a bit of a gap on Adam Barker now. Adam had been gaining as they were battling. Harry definitely pushing that car as hard as he can each and every lap, trying to keep McCready behind. Meanwhile, Sorensen coming around. Lap traffic will become an issue before this is over. But if he times it right, that lap car of Mark Dantuma could help him. Nick's lead now 3.5 seconds over Harry. Harry starting to pull away again from McCready. Max still all over McCready's back bumper. Oh, look at this. Max looks to the inside, can't get the run yet. Max is going to try and move on the outside here. Not enough. Oh, Max is around. They touch. McCready and Max both around. Let's take a look at this. Oh, looks like Max just gets on the throttle a little quicker and gets into McCready's bumper. They both get rolling again, but meanwhile, Adam Barker quickly takes 3rd. McCready was running down Harry Volsmere. Now Harry in 2nd place has breathing room behind him. Meanwhile, Adam Barker moves up into 3rd. What a comeback after that first race. He's got to be happy with the way this is going. Max Gunther now about 4 seconds behind McCready. Rudolph Gunther in 6th, Richie in 7th, Mark Dantuma 8th, Nicole Kriesel in 9th. And Nick Sorensen with just 2.5 minutes to go has a 3.9, actually a 4-second lead. And Sorensen has been laying down the fastest laps of the day in the last few laps since his pit stop. What an awesome, awesome morning for your points leader. Sorensen had a 4-point lead over Barker coming into this race. Adam's first race one, Adam finished all the way back in 8th. With Nick winning, he's going to make up a lot of ground there. And even with Adam finishing 3rd in race 2, Nick is going to extend his points lead big. McCready is closing back in on Adam Barker. Richie Joplin trying to run down Rudolph Gunther at the moment. McCready still trying to run down Adam Barker. He is on a mission. Sorensen, meanwhile, back up the hill one more time. Checkered flag is in the air. Nick Sorensen sweeps the morning at Interlagos. Harry's going to come home in 2nd. Adam Barker will hold off a hard-charging McMullet and come home in 3rd. What a comeback for Adam this morning. Let's talk to our top 3, starting with Adam Barker. Hey, Adam, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug, how we doing?
Hey, man, really good. I have to say, dude, that was a rough race 1, but race 2, you definitely made a comeback.
Yeah, it was a rough race 2 as well. I was really struggling. Lamborghini's not happy at this track, unfortunately.
Well, it's nice to see you make quite a comeback here.
Yeah, it was a good race. Everyone was super clean for the second race. Luckily, the Gunthers chose to murder McCready instead of me, and I skated by what was going to be a pretty lousy 5th to 3rd. I just couldn't keep up with these guys. They were super quick.
Well, man, a great morning overall. Congratulations and great job today.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, Harry Volsmere comes home in 2nd. Harry, what a great finish. You had a rough morning to come back as well as you did this morning.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry I tapped Saber. And then he spun and then, yeah, well, didn't mean to, but it happens.
It does happen, man. I have to say, you had every adversity this morning and still managed to come back with 2 podium finishes. That's got to be a happy feeling this morning.
Yeah, that's the, one of the nicest things, only things that's nice.
Well, man,
I like the track also, but...
Man, you got it done this morning. You'll continue to make your way up the points, and I think you'll actually just about catch up to Max this morning.
Oh, then I have to skip another race.
Well,
but
man,
we'll see.
You're having an awesome season. I knew you would, man. Great job so far. Congrats, buddy.
Thank you.
And finally, our winner. Nick, I have to say, you went from being the points leader without a win to sweeping the morning and extending your points lead.
Heck yeah, it was a good day. Good day.
I mean, and it looked like really you were untouchable. Once you got to the lead, you managed to just check out from everybody. And I have to say, I don't know, I couldn't figure out what the heck happened on your pit stop there, because your pit stop was about the same as everybody else's, but somehow you still managed to pull out in front of Harry and maintain that lead.
Yeah, that would be a good question on the pit stop. But I do know throughout the race, I knew I had a good pace and had to work back up through the field. But they made me work for it. Adam kind of pinched me to the right side. He didn't do anything wrong, but I got stuck out on there in grass, and that's why I spun out. And then I just had to put my head down and, try and concentrate on getting the spots back.
Well, you got it done, man. Congratulations. An awesome, awesome morning for you, buddy.
Yep, thanks, Doug.
Nick Sorensen sweeps the morning at Interlagos. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you guys had just as much fun as we did. We'll see you tonight, 7:30 Eastern. BRR goes to Talladega. We'll see you tonight. Thanks for watching.